Mm-hmm. All right, thank you all for your patience with me yesterday while I played with my kid. But today, let's talk about a little SI joint. So I want to use an analogy to make... All right, thank you all for your patience with me yesterday while I played with my kid. But today, let's talk about a little SI joint. So I want to use an analogy to make a point with you. So let's pretend that we both want to go to the beach, and I live in Virginia Beach on the east coast of the U.S. And, let's say, for the sake of this conversation, that you live in the interior U.S., but maybe you live in a different country, okay? So we both say we're going to go to the beach. I'm going to get in my car, and I'm going to drive 30 minutes east, and I'm going to be at the beach, okay? But if I give you the same directions to get to the beach, and you live in the interior U.S., you get in your car, and you drive 30 minutes to the east, and you are not going to be at the beach, right? And maybe when you say you're going to the beach, you don't mean Atlantic Ocean. Maybe you mean Pacific Ocean. Maybe you mean the beach at a lake. So I say all of this to make the point that the same directions don't work for everybody because we're not starting from the same place, and we might not have the same end goal. We might not be trying to get to the same place to start out with because different people want different things from their bodies and from their lives. And so all of this applies to this conversation about SI joints. Like, there is not one thing that causes SI joint pain. I've tried to give you a few ideas in my reel from yesterday, but there are loads of reasons why you might have SI joint pain. But what it boils down to is something different is happening on the left side than is happening on the right side. And in order to solve that, we need to know what is different. And the solution is based on what it is that's different. So, like, if I tend to hold tension in my pelvic floor on the left side, and that is a big contributing factor with my SI dysfunction. So if I hold this tension in the left side of my pelvic floor, and that's a big part of why I'm getting this SI joint pain, I'm going to have to learn to let go and to relax and lengthen those muscles on the left side in order to solve my pain. But what if I am somebody else with SI joint pain, and my issue is that my glutes are really weak on the right side? So I'm going to start by really making that connection between my mind and my glutes on my right side so that I can turn those muscles on, and so that my efforts at strengthening my right glutes are more effective. So the solution depends on what the problem is, and the problem is unique to the individual. So you've got to boil it down to what is different between my left side and my right side, and how do I solve that? And I've gotten a lot of questions about what if it's my stronger side. And so it would be really nice if we could say, like, the problem is always the weaker side, or the problem is always the stronger side. But really, it can be either. Like, sometimes the weaker side complains because the muscles aren't doing enough. They're not absorbing enough of the forces of life, and it's too much load on the joints on the weaker side. But sometimes you get more pain on the stronger side because it's working so hard to make up for the other side not doing its job, and that tension and tightness and overworking of the stronger side is why it's complaining.